Goodbye, everyone. No, wait, that's not it. Hello, everyone. There you go. At least we mixed it up, Jack.
Oh, Jack, adios.
Yes. Today, we are talking about a Marvel superhero. What's his name again, Jack?
The devil.
The Daredevil.
Daredevil.
The Irish
Daredevil.
version of me, Daredevil.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're talking about Daredevil. We're going to be reviewing the 2003, was it?
yeah,
Yeah.
2003, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait 1 second. Sorry, director's cut was 2004. The original film was 2003.
Right.
Yeah.
So we are looking at the theatrical version.
That's
But
right.
yeah, if you have any facts about the director's cut, throw them out there as well. If you enjoy this video, as Jack would say, don't forget to like and subscribe, and buy some blood soap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This video is sponsored by Spring Loaded Corkscrew. Take out your grandfather's eye and get him drunk. Thanks to today's sponsor.
I'd buy that for $1.
And then clean up the blood with blood soap.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so
These products are totally real.
totally, not just pulled out of our arse.
No.
So, Jack, we are going to start where most films start, at the beginning. So,
Rightio.
first of all, I really like the opening shot of this movie with Daredevil on the cross, and I feel that the movie has some creative shots throughout. Some are creative and good. Some are creative but don't quite work for me. But there was some creativity in here in terms of like the shots and the camera work and all that. What did you think of that aspect and just the general look of the movie?
I thought the opening shot was so clever because it's like, isn't it like it's a city, and then you see that it's the reflection of a city in a puddle of water. Then the puddle of water turns upside down, and then you see a rat walking through the puddle of water. Then it pans up to the church, and he's on top of the church.
Mm.
Like, that's really creative cinematography.
Yeah.
For a film of this time, it's really unique, and this film, for its flaws, like you can't take away that the director Mark Steven Johnson was absolutely, I think, the right man for the job because he's a hardcore Daredevil fan,
Yeah.
and anyone who has read Daredevil comics, like, fucking watches this, and like every scene is pulled from a comic
Yeah.
by one writer or another.
There's
So it's really loyal to the source material. This film. Now the pacing is all over the place.
Oh yes.
with
We'll get
the
into that.
theatrical
Yeah,
for sure.
We will
But we
definitely.
will for sure. But
D-
there's fun stuff in here as well. I would say it's a lot of fun. I think it's fucking edgelord as hell. Like, it's bordering on like a heavy metal fucking superhero flick, but it's not quite as hardcore as heavy metal, I'd say.
it
You know
feels.
what it is? It's like,
Yeah.
he's a Daredevil in this is a bit like an emo.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know emo culture?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like this film is like fucking totally emo.
I know it's like in the 2000s, but it does feel very 90s, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. And I think
But yeah, emo
when I
for
was a kid,
sure.
I thought, what while he was suiting up and Evanescence and all that was playing and stuff, I thought that was the edgiest shit ever. But when I was rewatching it and Wake Me Up Inside comes on, I couldn't stop laughing, man. I just thought it was so goofy. For
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
reason, I just couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah. The
But
we'll get
yeah, we
into
could
it.
see what they were going for sure.
Yeah.
He had a vision.
There was some sort of vision in here, but then somewhere along the line, that vision got very blurred. But yeah. So he's talking about Hell's Kitchen, and Hell's Kitchen's name was changed, but Matt says that souls don't change with a name, and I thought that was cool. Just because the name changes doesn't mean the whole vibe of the place changes. It's like a place has a soul sort of thing, which was interesting. Um, his dad is a
Mm.
boxer, and he goes by the name Jack the Devil Murdoch. I wonder will that be important.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and then yeah, so the
Yeah,
dad,
there's actually
yeah,
you know how like on the posters it's like his nickname is like Battling Jack Murdoch and all this, like Battling Jack.
yeah,
Um, there was do you know how Bruce Wayne does the whole Matches Malone thing in the comics where he disguises himself as like a criminal?
yeah.
But there's certain instances in the comics where Matt Murdock does that, and his nickname in the underworld is Jack Battling. Because of
Okay.
Battling Jack. Just a bit
Jack
of trivia.
Batlin. Um,
Yeah.
there's a lots of
I liked his dad though. I liked his dad in this one. I don't know who the actor is. I couldn't find his name anywhere, but
yeah,
I think he was solid. He really
yeah,
pulls off the whole retired fighter thing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll get
Mm,
into it more, but I think that a lot of the strongest stuff is in the first act. But we'll dig into it as we go. But yeah, I quite liked him. Um, as Matt's
yeah.
dad. So yeah, his dad assures him that he doesn't work for Fallon. So Matt has heard rumors that his dad works for a bad guy named Fallon, but the dad assures him that he doesn't. And then he tells Matt that you can do anything if you're not afraid. So perhaps one day he'll
Mm,
grow up to be a man without fear. We shall see. Um, One thing I liked is that so one day Matt decides to take a shortcut home from school, and he encounters his dad, and his dad is holding a guy up against the wall. Um, so I like that the last significant thing Matt sees is his dad doing a job for Fallon. I thought that was a really strong choice narratively.
yeah.
I like that, and then that the dad's actions led to Matt's accident. Um, I like that. I like that sequence of events. Um, so like Matt sees this, he can't believe his dad's working for Fallon, and he runs away, and that leads to him getting the chemicals in his eyes. So it's all pretty neat stuff, I think. So the idea that the last thing he sees is his dad working for Fallon and finding that out, and then that information leads to him running away, which gets the chemicals in his eyes. So I thought that was a strong choice. What do you think?
Yeah, I like how later on in the film, just on that thing where it was the last thing he saw was his dad beating up a guy for money. Later on in the film, there's a scene where he's beating up a guy as Daredevil, and this guy's kid is in the corner crying his eyes out, and he looks over at the kid and he says, "I'm not the bad guy,"
Yeah,
and it's kind of a weird reflection of that previous scene I found because it's like he saw his dad beating up someone
yeah,
and he loves his dad, but now he's the person doing the beating up to this kid's dad.
yeah.
So does that make him the bad guy or not? Like to him, it clearly doesn't because he doesn't see it that way. But I thought it was an interesting reflection there.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
I'm not phrasing this properly, but
no, I get you.
you know what I mean? Like that kid is there and he's terrified because this guy's after beating the shit out of his father. You know,
Yeah. Well, initially it does kind of rattle Matt a
um,
bit
so he's
because,
kind of turning into what he fights against.
yeah, it does rattle Matt a little bit because he says to himself, "I'm not the bad guy," as in he's kind of doubting it a little
Mm.
bit. So, that event did kind of like put into Matt's head. It made him a little self conscious about what he does, and it made him doubt himself a bit. Um, it's
Yeah,
yeah, it's something that will kind of come back in later, but I don't think that whole aspect is done very well, but we'll go into more detail. But yeah, for now, all I'll say is initially it does get into Matt's head. Um, yeah, so Matt becomes
right.
blinded by the chemicals, and uh, Matt and his dad promise each other to never give up. So he says we made a silent promise to never give up. So they will persevere through hardships. So then Fallon wants the dad to take a fall in a boxing match. He says, "You still work for me," because the dad doesn't want to work for him. But, you know, once you're in with Fallon, you're always in with Fallon, that kind of thing. Um, so it seems
Yeah,
like,
in the comics he was called the Fixer. This guy,
He was called the
um,
what?
like Fallon in the comic that this is based off, the one by Frank Miller. He's called the Fixer,
Yeah,
and you actually see the moment where he actually threatens to kill his son Matt to his face, because he's surrounded by henchmen. So you actually see that interaction where he gets him wrapped around his finger
yeah,
in the comics. But, I understand they're cut for time, so they can't like show everything. But
yeah.
um, yeah,
So
but
yeah.
yeah, no, Fallon's all right.
Hmm.
I like him in this one.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we don't get much of him. Like he's just. Um.
Fallon says an interesting line actually. Just while we're on him, he
Yeah.
goes, when 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 Matt Murdock's father is in the boxing ring, he's fighting a guy called John Romita. Because that's what it says on the sign outside, right? And John Romita Jr. and John Romita Sr. were Marvel Comics artists back in the day.
Yeah.
And then when he's talking to Fallon, he goes, "I don't work for you anymore, Fallon." He goes, "Oh, but Miller, Mac,
Yes.
Bendis, they all work for me, and so do you." And I'm like, "Okay, Miller, David Mack, and Bendis is in Brian Michael Bendis. Is that what
Yeah.
you're trying to say there?"
Yeah.
Like all the
Exactly.
kind
Yeah.
of cameo names are names of actual comic book
1 second.
artists.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. We just had a little dip in the signal, but we are back now. So Jack was mentioning the comic book names that were mentioned in the movie.
Yeah, Fallon kind of name drops like other fighters that work for him, and the names that he says are Miller, Mack, and Bendis. And I, since most of the criteria in this film was written by Frank Miller, and Frank Miller's actually in this film as well. I'll tell you where his cameo is when we
Oh.
get to it. Um, David Mack is another fella who worked for Marvel, and Brian Michael Bendis is like, I think fucking anyone who reads Marvel comics knows that name,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's fun how they use the actual creators' names as like background people,
Yeah.
except in the case of Mr. Casada, because do you remember Mr. Casada who was on court for you know sexually assaulting a woman,
Oh yeah. I
and they remember they're
remember
in the
that. Yeah.
courtroom. Now his name is Jose Casada, right? But Joe Casada is an actual comic book artist. So if I was him, I would fucking absolutely not be comfortable with that character
Mm.
being named after me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, that was a bit too far.
They don't they
Yeah,
drop
with
Kirby's
Casada.
name as well?
Yeah, that's right. Kevin Smith plays Jack Kirby, the forensic scientist.
Yeah, so there's lots of little nods throughout this movie. So yeah, so Fallon wants the dad to take a fall in the boxing match, and it seems like he might be going along with it, but he hears Matt in the crowd saying, "Come on, Dad, never give up," and all this kind of stuff. So the the dad wants to encourage his son to persevere, so he doesn't take the fall. Which, again, I like that Matt was the reason that he didn't, and then that leads to Matt's dad paying a heavy price for that. But it's interesting. So yeah, he's like on the canvas, but Matt's like, "Come on, Dad, never give up," and then he gets up, and then yeah, so he wants to encourage Matt to kind of persevere. But then Fallon obviously kills him because he didn't take the dive. Um, and then we hear Matt say in narration that nobody cared about the death of a washed up prize fighter. So that's yeah, that's all going to be very important to Matt's character moving on, obviously. So he kind of he uh he wants to fight for the underdog and the people that kind of go under the radar, people that are left behind, or people that other people don't really care that much about. So um, that carries on to his adult life when he's a lawyer, and he's taken on cases that aren't exactly paying the bills. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I think wasn't it Foggy? He was saying that people are paying in like fish that they've caught and
yeah,
sports equipment,
yeah,
so
um,
their firm isn't doing too well. It seems.
yeah. But I like this about Matt, that he takes on people because they're good people, not because they have money. Just hold on 1 second. There's construction going on behind me. I have to close my window. Sorry. 1 second. And we're back. Okay. Another little hiccup, but we persist. We're like Daredevil. We don't give up.
Yeah, literally, podcasters by night and writers
Yeah.
by day,
I got battling Jack Markham here with me to persevere.
I got Matt Carey. That's not exactly going where.
No, yeah, doesn't fit in quite the same way, but I appreciate the effort.
Actually, Stephen, you could draw the bullseye sign on your head.
Yeah.
You're like, your head's currently bald right now, isn't it?
Currently.
I don't know. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I'll cosplay as Daredevil, or not Daredevil, Bullseye. I mean.
I'll tell you what, I actually have a replica suit of the suit in this film, right? So if you go as Bullseye, we could get Owen Quinn to be Kingpin, and we could remake this film.
You know, we could a few tweaks here and there. Man, Owen Quinn would make an intimidating Kingpin.
That would be funny as fuck, man. Can you imagine? It was just an absolute spoof comedy of like edgy superhero flicks.
Yeah. Owen would be like,
that'd be very funny.
He's like, I'm the only writer in this town. And he hires me to assassinate all the other writers.
Yeah.
Where the fuck were we? We've had a few interruptions in this episode already. What?
I think we're in the cafe. I was about to mention the cafe when.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
before we get to the cafe, I just want to cover the bit where so we cut to Matt as a fully grown lawyer person, and he's there's a man on the stand, and what I like is that Matt's able to tell that he's lying because he can hear his heartbeat, so he's got like a built-in lie detector, and I like this aspect because there's no ambiguity to whether or not these guys are guilty. He knows 100% that they are, and that kind of helps you get behind them, because you're not like, oh man, this guy's just like going out on a limb. He thinks these guys are guilty, and what if he's wrong and all this, but he knows for sure he's right. So I like that aspect. But
yeah, like, I mean, he'd probably be the most expensive lawyer on the planet if he was a real person. Because can you imagine putting him on the OJ trial? Like, he'd fucking know, like, at the beginning whether or not you know what I mean? He could close any case in minutes if this was a real person.
Well, I guess so. I mean, knowing someone's lying and then being able to prove it might not be so easy, but yeah, it definitely is a very helpful skill for sure. So he knows this guy's lying about assaulting this woman, and then he gets off scot-free. So Daredevil says something like, I hope what he say? I hope justice finds you today. And I can't remember what the rest of it was. Do you remember? But
it was something like really circular. It was like, I hope justice is found today before justice finds you.
Oh, something like that. Yeah.
Like, not just a circular sentence. It's like, I hope justice finds you before justice is found.
There's some lines in this film that are a bit like clunky, to say the least, and some that are a little nonsensical. But yeah, that one's a bit So the guy gets away, and then Matt suits up as Daredevil and goes to hunt for him, because he knows he's guilty. And we see that Daredevil is not afraid to get a little bit brutal, because he fights your man, and then the guy ends up crippled on the train tracks, and Daredevil lets him get run over by a train. So
I wanted to ask your thoughts on that, to be honest. Because if you took this scene, right, and just put him in a Batman costume, this is just Batfleck in his prime.
Right.
Do you know? Because he's like, what, 28 or 27 or something here. And
right.
He just leaves a guy on the train tracks, just like how Ben Affleck's Batman would. And the Daredevil's whole thing is that he believes in justice and not vengeance. Like, he doesn't kill. Like, that's a Daredevil thing in his character,
Yeah, I
So the train thing, I'm a bit on the fence with it. I'm like, would because he did kind of knock him onto it. It's not like he fell.
yeah, or he certainly could have saved them,
Yeah,
but instead
it
of
was very
saving,
Punisher.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge expert on the Daredevil character from the comics. I have read some, but I won't be the biggest expert on it. I'm not crazy about this choice. Was he ever this brutal in the comics in any variation?
well, coming up, like when after he became blind and when he was training with Stick, he would go out and seek vigilante justice as like a kind of teenager, like a
Yeah,
young man. And sure enough, he would kill people by accident, and it
yeah,
was his own conscience and the fact that he's letting Stick down and letting his father down, that would get to him and letting his priest down. He just
yeah,
hates killing because, you know, and yeah, in the comics it's really well done because in one of the panels he was thrashing around a group of people and he accidentally knocked a woman out the window and she fell to her death and he like never forgave himself for it.
yeah,
So it's his conscience that stops him doing it.
yeah.
Um,
They're obviously trying to go with
there's a
this. Sorry, go on.
go on.
They're obviously trying to go with this arc because I'll kind of reference the end just a little bit, but they're trying to go on this arc where he's like, he doesn't want to be the bad guy, but they go from A to B without really putting the work in to get him there. So I don't think it quite work. It quite works. But I mean, if you want to go
Mm.
with this angle of like he starts off really brutal, but then learns that Joe, we'll get into it more at the end when we cover the final fight scene because there's a lot of issues with that ties into what I'm talking about. But for the
Okay.
moment, we'll just say that he's not afraid to get brutal. And then I like the way when the police show up and then your man sets the Daredevil sign on fire and it lights up. And I'm like, what if Daredevil set that up and no one noticed and no one bothered setting it on fire? That would have been funny. You're like, oh fuck,
Yeah,
I
like I
set
mean,
I set that
what
up for
even
no
was it?
reason.
Was it like vodka or gunpowder or something? Did he just?
Don't know.
It's like the whole thing in The Dark Knight Rises. Remember when he painted a giant bat symbol in gasoline on the side of a wall? It's like, how long was he up there for painting
Master
that
Bruce, what
before he
what
lit
on
it
earth are
on
you
fire?
doing?
He's like, Master Wayne, this is a bit far. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a bomb about to go off in a couple of hours. Do you really have time for this?
yeah. Yeah,
But here it's like, I guess it's fine because it's just two. It's like 8 lines. It's just like a D and a D and um. But yeah, they easily just could have not noticed.
yeah.
You're right. Yeah,
It's just a funny little thing.
it makes for an interesting shot. Like, I mean, I suppose like the
Yeah,
the reflection of the fire in Ben Urich's glasses, is an interesting shot.
yeah. I thought it would have been funny if like one of the police officers was standing on it and he accidentally gets lit up. Ben Urich just lights up a police officer by accident.
Yeah.
Um. So
Or
yeah,
one of the cops sees that and he gets a fright and he falls down onto the tracks and gets killed.
it just turns into a Final Destination movie.
Yeah, literally.
um. So yeah, Daredevil's talking to his priest. So Daredevil confides in a priest throughout this movie, which I like because Matt's faith is a big part of his character.
Hmm.
Um, the priest tells him that a man without fear is a man without hope, and I quite like that line. Um, I think it's an
Yeah,
interesting line. And then he says, "I'm not too crazy about the outfit either," because he's a priest,
I know. I
and
love when
Matt
he says
dresses
that.
like a devil.
He's totally Irish as well. I'm not crazy about the outfit, Matt.
Yeah, yeah,
Like he's totally Irish, and like Father Lantom is kind of a. They didn't really say it in the film, but he's the man who kind of raised Matt after his father died. In the missions and all that in Hell's Kitchen.
yeah.
Um,
Um, right. So with all
yeah.
that out of the way, I would say from we're going to talk about the cafe scene now, and I think from about here on,
Yeah.
it starts to take a very steep
Yeah,
downward spiral.
yeah, I know, I know what you mean. Because I think what is it? Yeah, this scene has holes in it. Like
Yeah, so it starts off. So he's in the cafe with his
Mhm.
friend, and then Matt sniffs Electra. It smells her coming into the. Uh,
Yeah, man, like what is with that? Like he's sitting across the table with Foggy and they're talking about clients and Electra's outside on the street walking past the cafe and he's like, Foggy, look, she's at the door. And it's like, oh, how do you see her? How do you know she's there? She's outside the cafe. Like, and Foggy, either Foggy is thick or he's just not saying anything. Because he's like, Matt, you're fucking blind. How do you know she's out there?
well, the idea is that his smell is so good he can smell the scent of a woman, and because he sniffs the air, doesn't he? And then she walks in. So, um, if I knew Matt, I'd be a bit sus of him. I'm like, are you sure you don't have superpowers? But
Yeah.
yeah. So
Um,
he smells her
mhm.
coming, and then he tells Foggy to look. It is Foggy, isn't it? Yeah,
Foggy Nelson, yeah.
yeah. He
It's John Favreau before he was in the MCU.
directed Iron
He was
Man.
Foggy Nelson. Yeah.
So then, yeah, Electra comes in, and she's obviously a very pretty lady, and there's some funny stuff in this scene. Like, so Matt goes over to hit on her, and there's a
Yeah,
bit where
wait, pause right there.
go for it.
How did you know where she was sitting? He stands up and walks right over to where she is and whacks her in the cane with this cane on her leg and goes, oh, sorry, love. Do you know where the honey is? And
So
then Foggy's just there laughing.
yeah,
And she sees Foggy laughing. And now, if I was her and I saw his mate laughing, I'd be like, you're not really fucking blind, are you?
it looks like they're playing a gag on her for sure.
Literally, it literally looks like she's being punked.
I mean, Foggy would have to believe that he could like track her footsteps, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not. Are there blind
Again,
people who can
how's
do
Foggy
things
like
like that?
just
I don't know.
how's he so okay with this? It's, it's like, how'd you know where she's sitting, Matt? There's like 50 people in this cafe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, Foggy would just have to believe that he could follow her specific footsteps over to where she was going. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? It's weird.
Yeah.
Um,
I had to kind of run with the opinion that Foggy knows that he has powers. I had to kind of run with that in my head when I was looking at the scenes with Foggy and him because there's other moments between them and we'll get to them, but
yeah. I mean, there's
it's
one where
quite
he.
clear Foggy knows and he's in denial.
I mean, there's a bit where he throws something and Matt literally just catches it in thin
Yeah,
air.
he throws a fucking tennis ball at him or something, and Matt just catches it right in front of his face, and it's like, how do you not know he's?
Maybe that's why he's such a shit lawyer, Foggy.
Yeah, like, I don't need eyes to catch a ball.
I'm like, you blindfold me. Like, I know there's this heightened senses thing, but there's times where it's like your friend would have to be like, how the fuck did you do that? So anyway, there was a bit where Foggy's playing a prank on Matt. He put, was it mustard in his coffee? But
That's
Matt
right.
obviously
Yeah.
knows, so he switches him around without Foggy knowing, and that was quite fun. So Matt's over hitting on Electra, and he's like, I'm looking for the honey. And she goes, it's right there in front of you. And he goes, could you be more specific? And then she looks up, what are you, blind? And then they get a giggle, and then we get Foggy spitting out his mustard coffee. But it would be at that point where, yeah, you'd be a bit suspicious. Like, is this a technique you and your mate have for picking up women?
Yeah, that's totally what it tells me. It's like it's something that you'd see in like one of these rom-com TV shows where they're like buddies and they're always hitting on women and stuff. It's like if I have a stick and a pair of sunglasses, I can pretend I'm blind.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like an episode of Friends or something like that. It's like something Joey would do.
Yeah.
You know,
Could I be any
pretend
more
he's blind.
blind? um. So yeah. So Electra walks out, and then Matt follows her because he wants to know her name. And she's like, "Stop following me. I don't like to be followed because if when we find out her background, you'll understand a bit more." But Matt grabs her by the arm when she's walking away, which I thought was a mistake. Like, you should just grab people like that. Calm down, Matt.
Right, right. But like, she's standing and she's like hiding behind a lamppost, and he still spots her. Do you know? So at that point, if I was her, I'd be like, "Wait, are you actually blind? Are you taking the piss?"
I mean, Yeah, there's going to be a lot more evidence in a second.
Yeah.
um,
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. There's like no excuse for this scene.
so they get into a kung fu fight scene in a playground in broad daylight, and I have to say it's goofy as fuck, but I couldn't help but somewhat enjoy it for its outlandishness. They go into these like
Yeah,
kung fu poses and stuff, and
it's yeah,
the
it's
chore-
literally straight out of a comic book. It's ridiculous.
the
Um,
um the choreography's very over the top, and yeah, and she even asked him, "Are you sure you're blind?" And
yeah.
there was a funny line I liked where it's like,
Now she decides to ask.
say again?
It's like now she decides to ask.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But there's a funny line where he's like, "Is it always this hard to get your name?" And she goes, "You should try getting my phone number." I thought that was
yeah,
funny. So yeah, they get into this martial arts fight scene, and they both quite enjoy it, so they're kind of bonding over fighting.
mm,
But it's very
yeah.
strange and very goofy, and you kind of like there's this blind man. He's like doing all these stunts in the fucking playground and stuff. Like they're on these like seesaws and balance, and like oh my god, it's so
I
over
know.
the top.
All the kids are standing there going, fight, fight,
Yeah,
fight,
yeah.
fight, and it's like, what's so these kids are like, what's going through their heads? It's like, yeah, go you blind dude, beat up that woman. And then the other half of the kids are going, yeah, chick, beat up that guy who's blind. What's going through
Yeah,
their
yeah,
heads watching this?
exactly. It's
Do you know what
like
I mean? Who are they cheering for?
is
It
it like
doesn't look good for either of them.
no, is it like, dude, stop trying to beat up that woman, or is it, woman, stop trying to beat up that blind man? Like,
I know.
I guess the
It's
fact
just
that
so
they,
it's so bizarre.
I guess it's
It's
the
like
fact
such
that
a weird thing.
they visibly
Oh,
seen.
did you forgot? We forgot something, by the way. You know how Matt throws a stick in the air and takes off his jacket and then catches the stick?
Yes, that's the bit I was like with the kung fu
Oh
poses
god.
and stuff. But I guess the fact that they're visibly enjoying it means that the kids probably see it as being more playful than that else. I don't know, maybe, but um, the fucking tone of this movie is all over the place. Like you get some like
Yeah, yeah,
really
totally. Yeah.
dark and serious scenes, and you get scenes like this. It's like they just couldn't settle on on a tone.
Yeah,
I
it's
I would have loved if they,
tone
yeah,
sorry. Yeah, go on, sorry.
I would have loved if they just leaned into the darker side of it. I thought that could have been really interesting. Like, but
Yeah, me too. I think it's probably around about as tonally inconsistent as Batman Forever. Do you know? Do you
right,
know? Because in Batman Forever, there's like some really deep psychological shit that they talk about in that with Chase Meridian and the Red Book and all that. And in the next scene, it's Jim Carrey, and he's like throwing his stick around, going, "Woo! Let's steal a bank, Two Face." You know what I mean? It's so goofy, and then it goes really serious, and it's the same here. It's like
yeah,
this playground thing is tons of fun, but we just watched Matt holding his dead father's body and crushing a rose and blood dripping out of his hand. It's like that was
yeah,
only 5 minutes ago. So make up your
yeah.
mind.
Or your man getting crippled on the train tracks and getting run over, and then we're like, "Oh, zoiks, jinkies!" It's like
Yeah, the fuck, like.
they should have really just picked a direction. Like this could have been really fun if it was like all one way, this sort of goofy, this over the top. You could have had some fun with that. Maybe not for Daredevil, but maybe another thing. But yeah, I wish they leaned into the darker stuff a bit more because they set up some interesting stuff. We'll talk about whether they paid them off well or not. They don't.
Yeah.
But anyway, um,
But look, I think I can redeem this film in your eyes once we get to the end of
looking
our
forward to it.
little bit, because
Looking forward.
there is some stuff about the director's cut that I do have to mention to you once we've talked about everything that's wrong.
Yeah.
So it's funny you're interested, like it's funny you're saying things like they could have gone a little bit farther in this direction and all this. And
Okay.
part of me wants to blur out, like, if you watch the director's cut, there's an
Mm.
it's kind of this the end bits of the scenes that have the human moments, like small human moments that were in this film originally. Uh, I think you noticed watching it. There's fucking none. There's no little tiny human connection moments. Do you know?
Yeah, it's
But the
like
director's cut is full of it. It's there's so many like sweet little moments between characters and stuff, and
I would
the
actually
theatrical cut lost that.
I would actually
Um,
be really interested to watch the director's cut now, because there was things in here I was really enjoying, particularly in the first half, or the first act, not the first half.
to be honest,
um,
I think you're right. I think the first act in this film is the strongest.
I think so.
Uh,
Yeah,
because after the first act, like it kind of starts to get a bit mental. You know,
yeah.
uh,
You can almost
there's
draw a
comedy.
line in the film where
Yeah.
Electra appears, and then it's just a slippery slope. Not that everything
Yeah.
before then is perfect by any means, but certainly from this point on, it takes a significant nosedive, I think. Now,
Have we
I haven't.
have we got to the part yet? Did we breeze over the part, by the way, where he goes back to the lair? I think it was after he fights Casada, and I just wanted to mention this because I found it so weird.
Yeah,
Uh, he goes back to his lair, right? He takes off his jacket and he throws it on the ground and stuff, and he's about to get into his water bath thing, but before he does, he takes like a pill of Percocet and Vicodin, and I'm like, he has like 3 or 4 pills in his hand, and he knocks them back, and I'm like, what is the purpose of that?
yeah,
Do you know? Because they zoom in on the bottles, and the bottles say Percocet and Vicodin.
yeah.
I'm like, so are you trying to tell us he's addicted to sleeping pills?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I
Uh,
don't know what I was hoping you could maybe speak to me on this because that just confused me. I'm like, why are you emphasizing sleeping pills?
is it
I just don't
because
get it.
he's out late a lot of the time, or maybe because of like all this sensory overload he has to endure? I'm not sure. And he sleeps in a sensory deprecation tank, doesn't he?
He does,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Um.
so he drowns out the noise when he sleeps.
Yeah.
Uh, I remember when I was a kid and I saw that for the first time. I saw his flotation tank. I was like, I would never sleep in one of those because imagine waking up in your own piss. Like, say if you wet yourself, say if you piss the
I
bed,
feel very targeted right now, Jack.
you'd be swimming in it.
Listen, don't knock it till you've tried it.
I don't know. I've never slept in water before. So,
And that brings us to the sponsor of this video, Piss Tank. If you want to
yeah,
sleep in a tank of your own piss.
yeah.
Anyway,
Water tank beds.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, after all that's done, we have to now talk about Mr. Bullseye, the Irishman, the Irish villain. So we are we are introduced to him. He's in a pub throwing darts on the dartboard. He's getting a bullseye every time, obviously, and he's drinking a pint. There's a
Yeah.
very Irish rap song playing at the same time.
Yeah, do you know, I literally have mates like him. That's
Oh
that's the
God.
thing. I know people who are like Bullseye in this film,
Oh
but
God.
like
I hope
it is
not
for
too much like him.
no, not too much like him, but like they just kind of go on like that because he's such a dub in it, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
well, the first time we see him, he's necking a pint of Guinness and
Yeah.
he's throwing darts and he's not even looking at the dartboard.
Yeah.
And the
He
Australian guy goes, Irish piece of shit or something. And
yeah.
then he throws like 5 straightened paper clips into his throat and commits murder in front of a room of about 30 people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I get it's all as introductions go, it's all right, but you know, all these people just saw you kill that guy.
Yeah. Well, as introductions, like this scene, what do we get about Bullseye? We get that he will kill you for almost no reason. Like it was a bit of a disproportionate response. um.
Yeah, I feel
Uh.
like I've been called worse and I've reacted less
Yeah. We're like.
than just straight up murder someone in
I'll
a
be like.
fucking pub.
Yeah. We're like. Okay, buddy. Fuck you too, and then just walk away or whatever. And then even more so in the next scene, we see that he kind of revels in killing people because there's this old woman chatting away to him on an airplane. Now, one of the issues with this, he's listening to music. He literally just has to turn away. He can't actually hear her. He could pretty easily just ignore her, right? I mean, his
Yeah.
music's pretty fucking loud. But to
Mhm.
stop her from talking, he flicks a peanut into her mouth and makes her choke. And as she's dying, he kind of leans in and revels in the fact that she's dying. So He kills for money, but he also enjoys it. It brings him pleasure. So Bullseye is an
Yeah.
unhinged psychopath,
Yeah,
with
he's a
the depth of a puddle.
nutcase.
He
Yeah,
made me
he's a
miss.
nut job. He's just, I don't know. Maybe your man, the casting agent, just met Colin Farrell, and he was like, just give me a psychopath. I don't think Colin Farrell actually went and did any study of the character of Daredevil, really. You know,
Yeah,
um, because he's just. I think the only brief he was given was play a maniac,
an unhinged
and he
psychopath.
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was I guess quite funny flicking the peanut and all that. It was a bit comical. It was like, all right. And then the
I
air
kind of enjoyed him, to be honest. He was one of the funner characters in this flick,
I kind of enjoyed that bit with the peanuts. It was like kind of funny, but I couldn't fucking stand them for the most part in this movie. It's just like, yeah, we could dig into it more, but for the moment, yeah, so we were talking
Uh,
about that bit
yeah.
where Matt was beating up on a guy, and a kid is afraid, and Matt says, "I'm not the bad guy, kid," and then later on he's alone and he whispers it to himself, "I'm not the bad guy." So as that's putting a little doubt into his head, like, am I? It's like that scene from the Mitchell and Webb. Look, are we the baddies? um. So yeah,
Um,
so that's setting up something. Yeah, go
I
for it.
think I think you'll notice as well. You probably spotted this that in all the scenes where he's out on the streets and he's fighting and stuff, the red suit he wears looks very black, and
Yeah,
it's like the darkest possible shade of red.
yeah.
Uh,
Do you like that
I
choice or
heard that.
not?
I don't mind it. I think it actually suits him a little bit. It's just it's close to being Batman, because Batman
Yeah.
was wearing black leather around this era,
There's even a
only a few
bit where
years
you
previous.
see Daredevil's silhouette,
Black
and it's
leather,
kind of like
yeah.
a very Batman-esque shot where you see Batman's
Yeah, I think at
silhouette.
this time, like, the X-Men and the Matrix and all were doing the black leather thing, and I think the executives seen that and they were like, we want it more dark because if it's too red, it, like, mind you, this only came out a couple of months after the first Spider-Man film.
Yeah,
So as far as my knowledge goes about the production, is that the production were hounding the director to edit it in such a way that it's not too red, so it doesn't get mixed up with Spider-Man.
oh,
So
okay.
they intentionally went for that kind of black red leather look. You know.
Yeah,
Um, I think it works though. I mean, it didn't really bother me. I think it kind of looked kind of cool for the most part.
yeah. I
Um,
thought, because I haven't seen this in a long. I don't think I've seen it since I was a teenager. So I was kind of wondering how the suit would hold up on screen, but I think it holds up pretty well. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I don't think there's nothing too wrong with it. I think it
mm.
looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's a pretty good suit, and as comic book accurate goes, like, I mean, I have like 4 or 5 Daredevil comics like in front of me here, and it is just a red leather suit.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
So yeah, it's fine by me. I have no problems with it at all.
yeah.
Um,
Um, right. So then we get more Matt and Elektra. So we get the scene where they're on the roof, and he brings her up there because he can sense when it's going to rain because he can sense the slight little clues like temperature dropping and all that kind of stuff. But when it's raining, the raindrops are making little sounds as they fall. So he says it's like I can see when it's raining. Um, I mean,
mm.
some of the shots with his vision are quite creative, like this bit when it's raining and a few others. What do you think of that? When it's raining, he can. It's almost like he's full vision.
I don't mind it. It's just I've always wondered about this flick why they decided to do Matt's sonar vision in blue.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's interesting. Yeah, why blue?
it's an odd choice, isn't it? I just thought it was kind of odd, because
Maybe they
like
thought.
I suppose different comic book artists would do it in different
Yeah,
colors and all this, but in the Spider-Man animated show from the 90s, Daredevil shows up in it, and all his vision is his sonar vision is red, and that's what I always imagined it was.
yeah.
So this
They,
blue thing is kind of different.
they were probably
So.
in the writers' room. They're like,
Um,
guys, what color do you think sound is? I'm like, I don't know, blue. I always imagined sound was blue. Yeah, it's weird. It seems a bit like
It's a
arbitrary.
weird choice.
Yeah,
I'm not sure they could have just like went with like a plain old like white and grey kind of monochromatic
Yeah, yeah.
thing. I think that would have worked a bit better
I think
for
so.
me anyway, personally.
The blue is a bit odd, but yeah, it's not that big a thing. But um,
Also, like, you know what, right? If I'm just saying, try to actually convince a girl that you're going on a date with to stand in the rain when she's wearing a nice dress and looking all beautiful and all. She must have really been into him because, like, can you imagine like trying to pitch that to someone that you're going on a date with? It's like it's about to start piss raining, which it does. It absolutely opens from the heavens in this scene,
yeah.
and and she's like, okay,
And when he explains to her that like the rain makes a sound and it's like he can see, if I was her, I'd be like, "You fucking what?" You know,
yeah,
wouldn't you have a few questions?
yeah, I'd be. I mean, Foggy never calls bullshit on him, but you think Electra, who just meets him, would be the one to start calling bullshit on the whole blind thing?
It's like, What do you mean you can now hear my face?"
Yeah.
it's, it's
Now, before any of the listeners have a go at me, like I'm a massive Daredevil fan. He's one of my favorite. I think he is my favorite Marvel character. I just have fucking issues with some
well, you
people in
said
this film's reactions to Matt breaking the Brendan the rules. You know.
yeah, exactly. Well, you said he's your second
Yeah.
favorite after Condiment King, wasn't that right?
Condiment King is DC, Stephen, and I thought we were finished talking about him forever.
No. He's gonna come back again and again.
Well, I'll just have to put an end to him once and for all.
We will. We'll do an episode where Jack just puts the final nail in the coffin of the Condiment King.
Do you know what? We should do a Condiment King special, and I'm just gonna list all the reasons why he should never return in any kind of medium.
We should have had it
There
that.
should be Crisis on Infinite Condiment Kings. That should be the next event.
There's one where it's him and Crime Alley, and he squirts Martin Thomas Wayne with mustard and ketchup.
Oh God, can you imagine? But then, then they survive.
They're just a bit dirty. That's it.
He's like, "Oh, you got fucking ketchup on my suit, you dickhead."
And then Thomas Wayne just punches him in the nose, walks away.
Fucking hell.
But
You know what? If I ever get Flash's powers, you know, from Barry 1, I'm gonna go back in time and wipe out Condiment King from ever
oh,
existing. That'll be my villain arc, Stephen. If I
there you
ever
go.
decide to become a villain and I have Flash powers, that's what I'm doing.
There you go. This is Jack Markham's villain
You heard it
origin
here
story.
first, folks.
So when it's raining, it's like he can see because the rain's making, when the rain hits off something, it makes a little sound, and he gets to see what Elektra looks like properly, and he goes, "Oh, you're fucking hideous." No, he comments on how beautiful she is, which she is. She's a very stunning woman, and
Yeah.
they get a romance going. So Matt has a choice here because just after they kiss, he hears commotion going on, someone asking for help. There's crimes are happening, and he's like, "I have to go." And she grabs him by the hand and says, "No, stay here with me." So in the end, he decides to stay with her. So we see maybe a bit of a shift in Matt, choosing his partner over crime fighting. What do you make of that?
Not happy with it. I'm not happy with this.
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility, apart from if you're with Jennifer Garner. Is that the rule?
Seems to be.
No, like you don't just fucking stop your
Or
crime fighting
why
career just
why not
because you're on a date.
why not just say
No, like there's been superhero stories where the guys have to leave. You know?
yeah. Or why not just say, "Look, I
Because there's
I
trouble.
really have to go now, but could we meet up again on the weekend or tomorrow?" Like, why does it have to be dead and there or nothing? I don't like a lot of these dilemmas a lot of time because there's usually an easy way around it. Like, come on.
Maybe there were. Again, I think it's down to studio interference, man. I know I'm like a beating a dead drum here, but again, this was they reshuffled this whole film to come out for Valentine's Day to be a hit with all the boyfriends and girlfriends.
Right. Okay.
Do you know? And I think they leaned too heavy into the romance because in the original cut, he actually does leave. He doesn't stay with Elektra.
No, that's a huge change.
I fucking swear to God, that's why this theatrical one annoys me because the main thing that the director's cut has is, do you know how in Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire, you have, and all through his trilogy, you have the Peter storyline and the Spider-Man storyline, right?
Yeah.
This film doesn't have much of a Matt Murdock storyline,
Mm.
but the director's cut has a full arc that they cut out
That's
of just
nuts.
Matt Murdock
That's nuts.
and Foggy and all these human interactions, so you get to know the characters. And yeah, sure enough, she's like, "Stay with me," and he goes, "No, I have to leave." And then she's kind of pissed off and annoyed at him that he had to leave. Do you know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah.
it's kind of, I think it's a crime against cinema that the actual version of this film wasn't released until a year later on DVD. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. It's one of these bizarre things, man. It's
Yeah.
like you know what it's exactly like? It's like the Joss Whedon Justice League and the Zack Snyder Justice League.
Yeah.
It's that exact scenario, only years prior.
Yeah. Um.
Um,
So at this big do, Matt meets Wilson Fisk, who I think is great casting. What do you think? Michael Clark Duncan.
oh, are we at the party? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Foggy says a great line here. He goes, "Wilson Fisk is in the
Oh
hizzy."
God, no, that's
I'm
fucking cringe.
like, what?
Like, what the fuck is that?
I'm like, how old are you, man? Like, you're lawyers at a fucking high end do, and
Oh, Foggy's a
also, do they even know who Wilson Fisk is at this point? Because they don't know who the Kingpin is at this point. So it's
yeah.
just such a fucking weird ass line.
Matt even goes, "We only represent clients who are innocent," and I was like, "All right, it's a bit, I don't know."
Yeah,
Yeah,
that line doesn't work because at this point, Matt doesn't know that he's the Kingpin.
but does
Do
he?
you know?
Was there any talk? I can't remember because I've only seen it once recently. And is there any mention of Fisk being dirty or anything like that? Did I miss something?
Oh,
I can't
I
remember.
can't. I can't remember. I genuinely can't because we kind of just meet him here, and there's mentions of the Kingpin earlier in the film, like they dropped the name the Kingpin, but the name Fisk is never really dropped in the
Yeah,
theatrical.
that's what. Yeah, I couldn't remember anything that would maybe prompt Matt to say this. But
Mm.
yeah. So he goes,
But
"We
we see, I like what they did here. It's like we see that he puts the rose into Electra's father's pocket.
yeah,
Um, and he goes, "I'm just saying goodbye, old friend." And we're like, "Oh, okay. So now we, the audience, know that he is responsible for Matt's father being killed because he left the rose."
yeah, yeah,
But Matt doesn't know that. So I'm like, okay, at least they're going somewhere with that whole rose thing.
yeah, yeah,
But just one little problem I noticed with that one is like Fallon was, you know, he was in charge of all those boxers in that area at that time. So how old is Fisk exactly? You know,
yeah. Fisk was working for Fallon, so maybe he was young and a young up and comer.
well, yeah, maybe he was the guy who like pulled the trigger on Matt's father. Maybe he wasn't actually in charge.
No, no, he wasn't in charge. He worked for Fallon back then.
Okay, right. I wasn't sure because they didn't really make that very clear.
No, there is a line where yeah, Fisk does say was working for Fallon, but yeah, it's just one line,
Hmm.
so easily missed, I guess. But yeah,
So yeah, we're at the party, and Ben Urich knocks the stick out of Matt's hand, and he picks it up and takes a look at it. Remember, and he goes, "Oh, that's a cool color."
and Matt goes, "I
So
wouldn't know."
I wouldn't know. Yeah, right, pal.
Yeah,
um, and that comes back later on. I think that was a nice little seed that they planted,
yeah,
because that does actually pay off in the end.
yeah. He's like, "Oh, nice color," and Matt accidentally says, "Oh yeah, it's Daredevil red." I mean, what?
it's it's Hell's Kitchen red, yeah.
So yeah,
And
when
there's
they
little pictures. There's actually little pictures of the devil on the top of it, right? Just see that? It's so
yeah.
obvious.
Um. So when he says to Fisk, we only take on innocent clients who are innocent. Fisk says nobody is innocent in my experience. Which in a better written film, I think that could have been that could have been interesting and play on Matt's kind of insecurity about not being the bad guy and all that kind of stuff. But in this, it's just it doesn't really contribute much. Um,
Mm.
so yeah,
Yeah,
he's
because Matt has like no grounds to say that to him. That's like if just meeting a random person and saying, "I'm not dealing with you because you're not innocent." It's like at this point, as far as we know, Matt knows nothing about this guy.
yeah, and I mean more so like
You know?
Fisk saying nobody's innocent. That could have been effective if the story as a whole was better written. But we see that yeah. So as you say, like we find out Elektra's dad is kind of marked to be killed, and we see the rose and all that kind of stuff. I thought it was weird
Mhm.
that like Fisk's making all these threats. Elektra's dad goes to leave, but he doesn't take her with him. He just walks out by himself because he's like,
Yeah.
the city's not safe tonight. And I'm like, well, you weren't exactly rushing her along with you. You just left.
Yeah, she had to like chase after him, and then she had to smack one of his bodyguards out of the way getting into the car.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And
it's almost like he's like, "Nah, nah, you stay here. I'll be good." You
Fisk
know?
has a reputation for not just killing you, but your family, your entire family. I'm like, you should absolutely be taking your daughter with you, man.
Yeah, and like, what wasn't it like in a previous scene that Thing's father and Fisk were talking, and he was like, "How's your daughter?" It's like,
Yes.
so she's on his radar.
Yeah.
You think you'd fucking grab her and take her with you?
Yeah. So this guy's a fucking asshole.
There's
Um.
a real blink and you miss it moment here when after they get in the car. You know when they're at the party, right? And Daredevil, or not Daredevil, Bullseye is getting on a motorcycle, but before he does that, he throws a pencil into someone's head,
Yeah.
and you see it for like a second, like a head falls on the ground and there's a pencil in it, and then you see him drive off on the motorbike. Uh, that dude with the pencil in his head is Frank Miller.
I did not catch that, man.
Swear to God, it's like he's in the film for like half a second, and he wrote like 90% of the stuff in this film.
Wow. Okay. Um.
Yeah, like a lot of this film comes from his work
Yeah.
on Daredevil.
So yeah, then we get
Um,
the encounter with Daredevil and Bullseye, and we get some very dodgy CGI when he's kicking him off the motorcycle. Um.
yeah,
And Bullseye uses Daredevil's weapon to kill Elektra's dad, which will lead to a misunderstanding later. So she's going to end up thinking that Daredevil is the one that killed her dad. And then we see Daredevil's with a priest, and he said, "You were right, father," because the priest had been critical of Matt's actions earlier. So I don't know. It's like trying to imply that like this is in all some way Matt's fault because earlier the priest had said like violence begets violence, but like literally none of this is Matt's fault.
yeah, it's not. I thought the scene was okay. You know, he when he misses, and then Bullseye goes, "Oh, I never miss," and then he throws the staff, and then the explosion makes the staff multiply in front of Daredevil's eyes
I like that
because of
shot.
the sound wave. I like the shot. Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, they do some creative
and
stuff
then
like
yeah,
that.
you're right. He goes to the priest, doesn't he?
Yeah, so it seems to be shown that Matt is somewhat guilty, because of his actions. And the priest said to him earlier, "Violence begets violence," and he wasn't too happy with his actions and all this kind of stuff. But like, if Daredevil wasn't in this movie, the same result would have happened. you know. I just don't think
Yeah, I
it
mean,
works.
Bullseye would have just probably killed him. Uh, I think your one Jennifer Garner plays her pretty well though. You
Yeah,
know, I have
I,
no
I,
kind of issues with her.
I,
I like Elektra is one of my favorite female superheroes, like full stop. I think she's a fucking badass.
mm,
Um, I think she's pretty good at it as her though. Like she's very expressive, and you can tell she's not just your everyday normal person. Like,
yeah, she's a good actress. I like her. Yeah.
yeah, and Elektra's character is class. It's just it's weird. We should talk about this towards the end, but they did actually follow this up with a spin-off.
Oh, I
You know
know.
the Elektra
I know.
movie.
yeah.
Have you seen that?
I seen it about 50 years ago. um, and I remember being dreadfully bored, but we
Yeah, so do I. I don't remember much of what happened in it. Just that I was incredibly bored. Um,
yes, I just and I remember there was a guy with
like
tattoos that could
no,
come alive.
Yeah, I think Stick is in it. You know, the trainer. Actually, that's something we didn't mention. The guy who trained Matt as a child to harness his blindness, his hypersenses, wasn't actually in the film at all. You know,
Yeah,
Stick.
yeah. Would have been
Yeah,
good.
which was a weird choice.
Would have been good to see him in this.
Hmm.
You
But he
know.
makes it into Electra. Like, why did he make it into Electra and he didn't make it into this one?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Who knows what their thinking was, but yeah. So Electra, wants revenge. Um, so at the funeral
Yeah,
for her dad, she says like,
it's a funeral. Yeah, we got our first song by Evanescence.
"Go on, hummus a bar."
It's like I only know it because my girlfriend fucking listens to Evanescence all the time, so I
Yeah,
knew that
yeah.
when it came on, her ears perked up.
Yeah, yeah. My girlfriend used to listen to that as well. Um,
Yeah,
it's a decent song, but
no, they're not bad. I have nothing against Evanescence. So I was fucking mad about them myself at one point. Like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
they're they're massive fucking edgelord heads. It's weird. Someone told me they were Christian rock, and that never occurred to me.
Oh well, Daredevil, Christian,
Yeah, there was a lot of Christian imagery in this one. You know.
Um, yeah, there's one at the end. There's a weird, we'll get to it. It's just something to do with Bullseye, and I'm like, are they? Oh, we'll get to it. We will.
Oh, I know exactly what you're on about. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
get there.
I don't know what they were going for with that, but yeah. So Matt wants Elektra to stay, but she's like, "There's no place for me now," and she just wants revenge, and he's like, "Revenge won't help. Trust me," and all that kind of stuff. But so she leaves. There's a neat bit where it's raining and he can see her, and she knows he can see her, and she puts the umbrella up kind of to
Yeah.
hide herself.
Mm.
That was neat. But she goes off, and Bullseye is ordered to kill Elektra. I don't know why he just didn't order the two of them at the same time, Elektra and the dad. It's
Yeah,
it's a
actually.
bit weird. Okay, the dad's dead. Now actually we kill her as well. Um, but in any
Um.
case,
Yeah. Well, I don't know really. I mean, he could have just maybe kidnapped Electra, but then again, Electra's father did train her since she was like a small child to be a killing machine. So maybe Kingpin knew about that. So he's just like, right there, Bullseye, just take out the father and we'll be done with them.
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I just think it was an oversight, to be honest. But who knows? Um, we will try and give the benefit of the doubt where we can.
Right.
But to me, it just didn't make sense, especially since he ordered him to kill Daredevil. You know.
I
um,
mean, yeah. Well, they established their relationship, the father and the Kingpin, where he goes, "I'm out, Wilson." Like,
s- say that one more time.
and then that that's just how we get into their relationship. It doesn't actually explain the history of it too much, but I suppose you can't cram everything into the film.
Yeah, yeah.
So they just didn't say about that one. They didn't actually really get into their relationship. Not that I can really recall. Anyway, they didn't drop any kind of dialogue as to why they were partners.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah. So Bullseye's ordered to kill Elektra now, and Daredevil shows up to protect her, and Daredevil and Elektra fight because of the misunderstanding. She thinks he killed the dad. So she ends up stabbing him through the chest, and then she pulls off his mask and finds out it's Matt, and he says, "I was here to protect you," and it was actually Bullseye, and all this kind of stuff. So she's obviously like, "Oh well, shit." um, I went and stabbed Matt. um,
Yeah. Do you
and
notice this weird thing that Bullseye's jacket does whenever he flicks his jacket? It's like it's a rattlesnake.
oh, I
It
didn't
goes like,
know. No, I didn't
like when he
notice that.
every time he like exits a shot, he just like flicks the trench coat that he's wearing like like that, and it makes a rattlesnake noise. It's really weird.
Yeah, that's
But
I must look out for
he's
that.
really playing the whole psycho in this scene. You know, there is a line actually like there's a so he says something like, "You're good, baby, but I'm magic," and then
Yeah.
he stabs her through the chest.
Yes.
And
And
that's like straight from the comics, so it's like
yeah.
Only in the comic, Frank Miller called her Toots. He didn't call her baby.
Uh-huh. Um,
Yeah.
and then when she's dying, he's doing this thing where he's toying around with her, and it's actually really fucking creepy the way he's acting here.
Man, in the director's cut, it's even weirder because that director's cut is R-rated. Like as he's stabbed her, he starts like making out with her,
Oh
and
God,
she looks disgusted. And Daredevil looks furious because he's
Jesus.
watching this, and it's so grim to look at. It like kind of makes you a bit uncomfortable, like
Right. So it seems like they
because he's there.
really did water this down from what it was originally intended to be.
Yeah, there's a lot more swearing in the director's cut as well, and like
Mm.
it's so much darker to be
Yeah.
honest. Um,
But yeah. So then Bullseye and Elektra have a fight, and Bullseye ends up killing her, and she crawls over to Matt. I thought it was a bit odd that Bullseye didn't make sure she was actually dead then and there because she crawls away. I don't know, it was a bit odd, but she crawls over to Matt, and there's a bit where I thought was pretty effective where he can see her heart beating and then he sees it stopping, and I thought, man, that was pretty effective. I like that.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's heartbreaking.
I like how they actually had the balls to kill the leading lady as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know
Because
because they said
as I
that?
said, I hadn't seen this since I was a teenager, so I couldn't remember if she actually lived. But
Yeah,
they kind of hint something at the end, and I'm like, no, that can't make sense. Stop that. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
I like to go with the theory that she is actually dead because that takes. I just think filmmakers are ballsy when they do shit like that.
Yeah. It's just a bit at
You
the
know,
end where he finds the Braille necklace and then he smiles. Is that implying that she might be still out there?
it's possible. It's a bit, Batman Mask of the Phantasm. When
Well, we won't
he
spoil
finds
that.
the necklace in the cave.
We won't
And it's
make sure not to spoil it because we haven't we won't spoil Mask of the Phantasm.
okay. Well, right. Well, we won't spoil it, but I got a similar kind of energy off that. Now, if Elektra's alive, no, I don't know. I don't think so. I reckon is that the same roof that they were on when it was raining?
Yeah.
She could have popped it there then.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that's the only thing that makes sense, but it just seemed to maybe imply because it can't be true because he seen her heart stop.
oh, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Um so
She
in
could
any
be
case,
alive, I
that
guess.
shot where he sees her heart stop, and I thought that was pretty effective.
Hmm.
So uh then we get Daredevil and Bullseye, and their final showdown is in a church, which I thought was a strong choice, seeing as Matt's fate is a big part of his character.
Oh
Um,
wait, we actually skipped a really important scene.
Go for it.
Before Elektra goes out to find Daredevil, the bags of sand.
Oh God.
She's in her mansion and she
Yeah.
is slashing a few bags of sand to wake me up inside by Evanescence.
Right.
Um, I just want to get your 2 cents on it real quick, Stephen.
I
If you
think
care to share.
drawing a devil head on one of the bags was very silly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a good idea to show a scene where she does train and prepares and stuff like that, rather than just showing up and then fighting. I thought it was a good idea, but I don't know. I find the scene a bit cringy. What about you?
Um, like, yeah, okay, so when I was a kid, I thought it was the coolest shit ever, right? Because she's there slashing the bags of sand, and Matt is like suiting up at the same time. And they're cutting between the two shots,
Yeah.
but I noticed this last night. Once I spotted it, I couldn't stop fucking laughing. When it pans to a shot of Matt's face, that line in the song is, "All this time, I can't believe I couldn't see. Trapped in the dark, and you are right in front of me." And it just pans to a shot of his face, and it's like, "All this time, I can't believe I couldn't see." Was that on purpose?
Oh, I don't know. I
Was
don't
that just
know.
like because he can't see? Oh
Oh
wait, that's
man.
it. I don't know. I just found that fucking
Yeah.
hysterical. It's like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, for me
It's
what broke
cheesy.
for
It's
me
very
what
cheesy.
broke me was the little drawing of a devil's head on the bag. And I'm like, oh God. Like we don't need that.
And
We
man,
we
look,
get we get why she's training. We don't need to see that. And then Just the idea
Yeah,
of her drawing that
it's
on one of her bags.
it's not even a good drawing either. It's like
It's no Jack. It's
I
no
don't know.
Jack
It's like
Markham.
a scribble. Yeah.
It's no.
Next time, if you're cutting bags of sand out there, you can hire me and I'll draw a good picture on it.
um.
Um.
Yeah. During the fight,
Anyway,
Bullseye lets it slip that Fisk is the kingpin. He starts to get very chatty in this one, um, and he mentions the
we're at the church, aren't we?
yeah
And
the final showdown.
yeah.
Well, between these two anyway. Um, and yeah, Bullseye
You know,
mentions that.
the film easily could have wrapped up here if Bullseye didn't drop that line. Um, he just kind of let it slip, and I thought that was kind of cool. You know, it's not like
Well, there was a moment.
Daredevil didn't go there looking for that information. You know.
Yeah, I mean, there was a moment in this scene where it would have been maybe a neat opportunity to wrap it up, but we'll get to it in a second. So yeah, he mentions the red roses and the red roses that are left on the dead bodies, and he says it's something Fisk likes to do, and he goes, "It's not my kind of thing." Um, and then Daredevil recalls his father having a red rose on his body when he was dead. So
Yeah.
this kind of, clues him into the fact that Fisk was responsible for his father's death. Um, is that true in the comics? Do you know, was Fisk responsible for the death of Daredevil's dad?
In the original Stan Lee run, I think so. Now I've read loads of the Frank Miller stuff, and I've read some of the Stan Lee stuff, and I've read, Born Again, Man Without Fear, and these titles. But the original stuff by Stan Lee, I haven't got my hands on yet, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But if Spider-Man the animated series' episode is based off the original origin and it's accurate, then Kingpin is responsible.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
but I'm not 100%. So, but I will go with a hunch and say that it is.
yeah, I was just interested. It's no biggie. I mean, if you're making your own film, you can do it whatever way you like, really, as long as it's consistent with itself. Um,
Well, look, I mean, yeah, Tim Burton had the Joker kill Batman's parents,
yeah,
which is a wretch, you know.
yeah. Um, so yeah, Daredevil wins the fight. He disables Bullseye's hands, which are his primary weapons, because he throws shit at you. So Bullseye is kind of helpless, and he's begging for mercy, and he holds out his hands. They've two holes in them. I was like, is that supposed to be like some sort of Christ imagery? I don't know. What the hell are they going for with that? But
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird. So he's in a church. He's after getting shot in both of his hands. So they're doing the whole crucified hands thing. But he's the villain. He's not like the Messiah figure
was like, yeah, what are
of
they
this.
doing here? It's just like someone said, put in as much religious iconography as possible.
Uh,
But
yeah, I mean, well, like Electra got stabbed in the hand in the previous scene.
hmm.
So
But
I don't know. I don't know why they did that, to be honest. I don't know why they did the crucify thing to
yeah, but
Bullseye out of all people.
yeah, we have. There's things about this scene I'll get back to when we wrap up the final. But so Bullseye he's begging for mercy. He's on his knees, helpless, begging for mercy, and then Daredevil just throws him out a window. I was like, no, show mercy,
Yeah.
lol, no. He like just chucks him out a window and kills him, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, he
But
lands on
we,
the car and then Daredevil goes, Bullseye,
yeah,
which is, yeah,
okay. Um, I'll
really
get
action
back to
hero kind of
that.
line.
I'll get back to that choice in a second after we wrap up the Kingpin fight. So then Daredevil's on his way to fight Kingpin, and Kingpin sends his guards home. He wants a one-on-one fight with Daredevil. He says, "I was raised in the Bronx." So is this something he does every now and again, where it's like why now does he want to, Because I can't imagine this guy would do this that often. Like just let someone come and have a one-on-one fight with him. I don't know. I thought it was a bit odd. What do you think?
I'm not sure what you mean. Like, what, by letting him in just to have a fight with him?
Yeah, because he tells his man to send the guards home.
Yeah.
So like, why is he doing that in this specific circumstance, sending the guards home so Daredevil can come in?
I have no idea, man. I can't
Yeah,
answer it. It's
yeah,
just
I'm not sure.
it's a weird line, and I'm like, what does the Bronx? It's a good question actually. He says I was raised in the Bronx.
Yeah, he says
Sometimes
I
we
was
do
raised in
this.
the
I'm like,
Bronx. You wouldn't understand, and I'm like, well, I don't understand. Could you explain it to me?
yeah, it's like
um,
you could help us to understand it a wee bit if you wanted to. I mean,
right. So I'm
you're the
I'm
one who
just
brought it
gonna,
up.
yeah, I'm just gonna blast through the last chunk of my notes, and then we'll wrap everything up at the
Sure.
end. So we go. So yeah. So he wants a one-on-one fight with Daredevil. He lets him in, and they have their battle. And Kingpin shows off his strength. He's a pretty strong, formidable guy, which I like to see. I thought that was great. And
Mm.
at the near the end of the fight, Matt's like, "You killed the only two people I ever loved. Why?" And Kingpin said, "It was just business. So it was all just a bit of business." So then Matt has Kingpin crippled. He broke both of his knees and he's on the ground. And then Matt doesn't kill the Kingpin. He says, "I'm not." Kingpin goes, "I don't understand." And Daredevil says, "I'm not the bad guy." Now, there's a few issues here. For one, it could have been an interesting arc, but it wasn't properly
Mm.
developed. And another problem is like, moments ago he killed Bullseye, even though Bullseye was helpless and begging for his life, and he chucks
And
him
he
out.
threw him out a
He
window.
throws him out a window, and now he has Fisk at his mercy, and he's like, "I'm not the bad." So what happened between then and then? You know what I mean? What happened in
Yeah,
between
and
those two
his whole
scenes?
thing, Daredevil's whole thing is like getting rid of the Kingpin, like putting him behind bars and all this. And
Yeah, I mean,
okay, yeah, they did a lot of telling and not showing here. He goes, "Oh, my guys are coming for you," and Daredevil's like, "Nah, the word's out on the street. The cops are coming for you."
and
And then I
Kingpin's
was
like,
like,
yeah,
right.
you know,
So since when is the word on the street? Since you threw Bullseye out the window a few minutes ago? Like, who
yeah.
did you tell between then and now? You know, um,
Yeah, and
but it
it's
would have
like,
been nice. Sorry, go on.
no,
Yeah,
you go on.
I said when I was watching it, I was like, it would have been nice to show the cops showing up and actually, actually arresting him.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know why Daredevil left his mask there.
Oh, did
Did you
he?
notice that?
No.
He left it on the floor, yeah,
Hmm.
when he was leaving.
No, I didn't notice that. That was weird. Oh yeah, I did. I remember the shot now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
But
I
having
mean,
the
it's good. The cinematography is quite good, like the
yeah,
rose and the blood, and I
it's
thought it was it's pretty neat shot. Like,
it's a cool
uh,
image. Yeah. There was
it's not
certainly
very,
moments.
not very clever on Matt's part.
No, but there are certainly clever shots and moments of creativity in here. But having these scenes back to back is it just doesn't work. Like he has Bullseye at his mercy, and Bullseye begging for mercy. He's helpless. His hands are disabled, and he doesn't even say that. And he just grabs him and throws him out a window. And then we have this scene where he has Fisk at his mercy, and he goes, "I'm not the bad guy," and it just doesn't work.
You know how I think I would have rewritten this? Uh, I think if I was to rewrite the ending of this, I would have the Bullseye thing be the final fight, and then have the Kingpin as the overarching threat. So we come back to him in movie two. So there's a little bit of a cliffhanger at the end.
Yeah, or if you want to do this arc of "I'm not the bad guy," when Bullseye is begging for his life, Matt
Yeah.
maybe spares him then and goes, "I'm not the bad guy. I have this criminal begging for his life in front of me." He's like, "I'll spare him, send him to prison," that kind of thing. But it's like an arc happens in between that scene and the last scene that we just don't see. So it's just there's a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
the like the arcs and threads and all these kinds of they're just all over the place. Um,
Right. Do you want me to bring it up again?
yes, yeah, I totally. I mean, I can see it when you're watching it. It's like someone did chop this to fuck. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
doesn't it feel like it's a lot of the scenes are just chopped up and it's like you're watching half a scene?
Yeah, it's
Um,
weird. It's like, like
well, look, in a lot of cases you are, because
yeah,
like that scene with when they were in the playground and they were jumping around. After all that, they have a bit of flirty banter and they're talking a little bit, and then a limousine pulls up and Electra gets in the car. So there's actual meaning to that scene, And
Yeah.
that's just, you know, a lot of scenes are like this. You know, it's the scene where he's hunting down Casada for assaulting this woman. There's like the bartender at the bar is like, "You piece of shit, you shouldn't be here after what you've done."
Right.
And he's like, "Didn't you hear? I got acquitted, sweetheart." And there's all these little character moments like
Yeah.
that, you know.
Yeah.
Um, Biggest thing that they cut out, and like now, mind you, it's like 40 minutes of the film that they cut out for the theatrical release.
Jesus.
But the biggest thing they cut out is like the main Matt Murdock arc, and this like leans into the whole human lie detector thing like brilliantly, because there's a guy up for uh murdering a young woman, and the guy who's being accused is played by Coolio, you know, the rapper.
Right.
And to everyone else, he's guilty as sin. But since Matt has this human lie detector, he's like, "No, I'm going to defend you." So he takes the defense, and even Foggy doesn't believe he's innocent.
Right.
But then the other guy who's getting accused also isn't lying, and Matt
Right.
can't figure out which one of them it is. But then he finds out that the other dude has a fucking pacemaker, and it's really clever. It's
Right.
such a
Right.
good fucking character arc, and it does the whole human lie detector thing brilliant. And it's like 40 minutes they cut out of the film.
Yeah.
It's just such a crime. Um, do you know how like studios just sometimes fucking botch things?
Yeah.
It's like there's a really really good film here. It's just that the theatrical version just got severed.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like we just got the shreds of it.
I think the movie had a strong enough start, and I think they laid groundwork for something that could have been effective, but they didn't pull it off.
Mm.
And
Oh, and by the way, in that arc that I mentioned, now I know I'm kind of spoiling a lot of the deleted stuff, but like, you know, it's probably going to be a while before you watch it anyway.
yeah, yeah.
The girl that Coolio has been accused for murdering, Matt heard her screaming, but he made the conscious decision to get in the water tank and ignore it because
Oh
he wanted to get some
man.
sleep.
See,
So
see that
there's some
that
deep shit here, man.
that
It's like,
ties
I'm
into the whole,
serious.
yeah, that ties into the
It
whole
plays on his
like
conscience.
responsibility thing.
Yeah, it's like this is why I'm so adamant that if you want to watch Daredevil from 2003, just only stick with the director's cut because
Imagine him
it's
wrestling with
miles
that
better.
decision. Like, I heard her scream, but I ignored her, and this whole idea
Yeah, and
of
it's
like,
harrowing how they shot it as well, because how they shot it was he's sitting on top of the waterbed, and she's like crawling and she's covered in blood like on the floor right next to him. It's creepy. It's almost like a horror film, that scene.
man, I must watch that. Yeah,
I swear to God, man. Yeah, look, next time you plan on watching Daredevil, just do me a favor and watch the director's one,
yeah,
because you'd be like, "Holy shit, this film actually is good."
yeah. And then imagine working a case where it's like, I could have prevented that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think that the strongest stuff is in the first act. I think there's some good story choices in there, but there are
Mm.
some moments of real potential, but it all kind of wasted. And yeah, it's a shame because when I started watching it, I'm like, okay, okay, they're doing some stuff here. This is interesting, and then it just doesn't. It's just not very coherent.
Right. Yeah. I would agree. It's not that strong. Obviously the version that we watched. But I don't actually blame the director, and I don't blame the actors. I think actually the acting is pretty solid in it for the most part. Um, like Colin Farrell is just being fucking maniac Colin Farrell. Uh, the
Yeah.
Kingpin is he's pretty menacing in it. I think Murdoch. I think Foggy. I think they're all pretty. I think they're all bringing it here. Uh,
Hmm.
it's just all the executive decisions that happened behind the scenes that kind of chopped it up.
Yeah.
It's not the worst though. I mean, we've definitely had worse than this.
We've had worse than this for sure, but I would say
Yeah.
overall, it's this version is pretty bad. I would say overall, but
How many
there are
how
some.
many seesaws would you give it out of 10?
Oh, I don't know. To be honest, like I would kind of maybe have to watch it again to give it a real act, because there's some bits where I kind of want to look over again. At the moment, I'm kind of hovering around a 3 or 4, 3 sort
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
yeah, area.
I
It,
don't blame you.
Yeah.
Because I'd say the same, but I would say for the director's cut, I'd give that a solid like 6.57.
Yeah, like to me,
It's a solid plus.
a five is right down the middle. It's not good or it's not bad. So a six is a positive score. Um,
Yeah.
I think if I watched it again, it would probably go even lower. But at the moment, it's just because the plot is so sloppy and it's like none of the arcs are pulled off very well at all. Um,
Yeah, it has a real steady pace when he's a kid and his dad is going through the boxing thing. Um, it's kind of like as soon as he becomes an adult, it's like it's going 90 miles an hour.
yeah,
It's like a fucking music video or something.
yeah, and
Most of it.
I love a lot of the narrative choices in the start. Like as we said, the last thing Matt's seeing being his dad actually does work for Fallon, and the dad's actions being responsible for Matt's accident. This whole
Mm.
idea of fighting for the underdog, fighting for the little people, and trying to live without fear despite what's in front of you. All that stuff could have been really fucking interesting to really elaborate on, but um, I also love this
Yeah.
idea that like there's this whole thing of like fighting for the underdog and um, for people who don't have like a whole lot of money and stuff, and then he ends up fighting for a billionaire's daughter. I just thought it was funny. But
Yeah.
and I think it
Well, he
really
is like I
needed
mean they are the underdogs for most of the film really,
yeah.
because
I do
like the
think it needs
opposite of an underdog is the kingpin for sure.
yeah, I think it needs better developed villains. I think it's really missing that.
Yeah. Um, it's weird how like for this one for all its faults and all this, yeah, it's not great. It's like maybe a 3 or a 4, but the 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 next one, the Electra film, man, it's like what the hell went wrong? Because like Spider-Man 1 and 2 were out at this point. So it's like how did Electra fall so far off?
Yeah, and
Um,
it's funny as you said, like I remember fuck
one
all
thing I
of
will
it. I
just
was
note real
just
quick
so
is
bored watching it.
yeah, one thing I will just note is that this was one of the only Marvel films ever made by Regency. Remember that studio?
Right.
I think it was like the first and last. I also have it written down here that the primary shooting for all the fight scenes was done in a matter of 60 days. So that was like
Right.
primary photography was
Yeah.
2 months, and
Right.
Spider-Man 1 had 166 days. So they really rushed a lot of it.
Right.
And I heard somewhere online that if Ben Affleck got injured, he just had to keep going, really.
Jesus.
So like for those like 2 months solid, it was just them shooting fight scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, there could be a case that it was rushed
Mm.
in certain places.
There's definitely glimmers of potential in here, and it's such a shame. I would have loved to see them dig into them, but and Daredevil's just inherently, I think, an interesting character. Um, but before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to add to the film? Anything else you want to say?
Well, if you haven't watched the 3 seasons of the Netflix Daredevil show, that's pretty much fucking this only perfected. It's class.
It's so
Like all
good.
3 seasons are brilliant. Season 3 is my personal favorite. Season 2 it's a little more actiony than story driven.
Right.
Season 1 is a brilliant fucking opening to a character,
I love
and season
season one.
3 is just it's just so well written. Like I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever come across like a more diabolical fucking return of a villain. Like people do say that the 3 seasons of Netflix Daredevil is like the best live action Marvel TV show ever made, and I 100% agree.
I'd agree with that for
So
sure. I think it's one of the
Daredevil
best
Born
things.
Again,
I think it's one
yeah,
of the best
uh,
things
uh,
Marvel have ever done. Period. In
I
terms
think
of
so too, man.
TV or
I
in terms
would
of
I
like
would agree.
films or TV.
It's weird because I never have gone back to any of those Disney Plus shows, but I've gone back to Netflix Daredevil countless times. I'll just stick on a random episode.
Mm.
Um, the Born Again stuff on Disney Plus that just came out is pretty good as well. Uh, it doesn't really hit as hard as the Netflix show does, but it's good. I can't throw any shade at it. I did really enjoy it.
I'd be
I don't
interested
know if you
to
caught
look at that.
the Defenders saga, did you, when it was coming out?
The Netflix Defender show.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I remember. I remember it definitely not being as strong. I can't remember how good or bad it was. It's been a long time.
yeah. Well, that was a kind of weird period in Marvel cinema, I guess you could say as well. It's like the Daredevil show actually spawned its own little MCU. It was like they called them
Yeah,
the Netflix Avengers, and it was Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones and Daredevil. And Jesus, man, those shows were mad. Like,
yeah.
I mean, comics wise, like I love the character of Iron Fist. I've always been a fan of him in the comics, but the fucking show is like
It was
one of
terrible.
the
It was terrible.
most weirdest botches I've ever seen of a character.
Yeah.
Um, so
So
yeah, check out Netflix Daredevil. If this one didn't do it for you, that show absolutely will, and
a-
it'll become your new favorite Marvel thing.
agree.
I guess
Although
that's what I want to
I
wrap up on.
do know another certain writer who does not like it, but we won't mention him. We'll maybe discuss that another time. But
Who is it? It's not
oh,
Owen Quinn, is it?
let's just say his name rhymes with Sko and Win, and I'll just leave it there.
I can't believe he doesn't like Netflix Daredevil. That's shocking.
It is very shocking. So how many seesaws out of 10 would you give this one? I think I'm gonna go with a 3.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. But like I said, with the director's cut, I would give it a good 6. It is fucking
Savage.
a much stronger film,
Well,
and I hope that someday you end up watching it.
you have me definitely interested in checking it out. Absolutely.
It feels more fluid. Like this film doesn't feel fluid at all. It's like just scenes that are just fucking shoved together, and they chop and stuff, and
Yeah,
nothing is in motion. But the director's cut is actually a film that you get comfortably settled into, and you're gripped by it all the way through to the end. It's fucking good.
yeah, yeah,
But this one, like, there's times where you're watching it, and I'm like, I kind of want to leave the room now. I don't know why, but I want to switch off from this now. Do you know?
yeah,
Did
yeah.
you get that as well? Kind of midway through, you were kind of like,
I was struggling. I was struggling with
I
it.
kind of want to turn it off. I'm struggling. Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, if I wasn't doing it for this, I probably would have give up on it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I promise next time I'll pick something better. I just wanted to hear your thoughts anyway.
Yeah. I thought I picked this one. Oh, so this is your fault. Okay, cool.
Well, okay.
No,
Well,
look,
I think
it
we can share
was,
the blame.
any movie has interesting stuff to talk about, so it's all cool. All right. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Just decimate that like button, as Jack would say, and just
Oh, just fucking obliterated
just
with a stick. Just fucking dispatch it with love, as Tom Hardy would say.
dispatch it with love, and then
Treat all
just
beings equally, unless they're coming at you, in which case, see them off with love, with a big stick.
and then
He actually said that in an interview once. Sorry.
and then smash the subscribe button like Bullseye smashed the screen of that car. All that bullshit. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
Hit the subscribe button like Jose Quesada hits the train tracks.
And then just lie there helpless. What should people comment if they're commenting? As we discussed before we start recording, we don't really care. We're just looking for engagement. So just put anything. Put a picture of your dog. Picture of yourself in a Daredevil costume. Can you put
Well, what
pictures in
about
YouTube comments? I don't even know.
my favorite moment from Bullseye? Because he's a fella for his moments.
He's a fella for his moment.
Isn't he like standing on a motorcycle that at one point fucking throwing knives? The dude's insane.
That's how I travel to the shops. Just stand up on my motorcycle, hands out.
Yeah, waving at people, throwing knives in their faces. All right, Mary.
I'd love if you called Daredevil a bleeding gay bag.
Oh fuck, man!
You
I'd
fucking
love that. Yeah,
gobshite.
if he came in with proper Irish sayings.
He just has a sack of sharp peeled spuds. He just throws shards of spud at you.
You know what? They should remake this. Only have Conor McGregor play him.
With bleeding back to you.
See you, Daredevil, you little goat bag.
You'll do fucking nothing. You'll do
We'll
fucking
bait you.
Oh,
Your
man.
wife is in me DMs.
All that kind of fucking bullshit. All right.
Oh, but come here. Actually, there is one thing that I did forget, and I'm just going to mention it real quick.
Go for it.
There's a little bit of a both of the main actor and the main villain progressed onwards. So, Ben Affleck ended up becoming Batman and Colin Farrell ended up becoming the Penguin, which I found funny. I only noticed that last night.
Oh, that is fucking cool. Jesus,
It's not.
yeah,
I only
yeah,
spotted it last night. Yeah. So they both went to DC.
yeah. Hero and villain. That is cool, isn't it?
And they both did a pretty good job over at DC.
Oh man, Colin Farrell as the Penguin was great.
Yeah, Jesus, man. I mean, like you don't even know it's him.
Mm.
It's
But all right,
makeup
folks.
is like so. I couldn't tell that it was him when I was watching the film.
No, certainly not. All right, we'll be back again next week with some more awesomeness. Oh yes, so if you want to follow me, it's at Stephen Carey Stories on Instagram. If you want to check out my work, there will be a link in the description to my latest horror novel, Miles and Mary Ashbury. There's a picture of the cover on screen. Go check that out if horror is your kind of thing. And Jack, where can people find you and your wonderful works?
You can find my comic page on Instagram at Tales of Centiverse, or if you want to check out the graphic novel and some of the merchandise that I have for my comic book universe, you can go to www.talesofcentiverse.com. I also have a YouTube channel. I haven't uploaded in a little while, but I do clips every so often up in there. It's just Jack Markham 27.
Nice,
So
awesome.
that's me. Thanks for having me on again, Stephen. It's always
Anytime,
great crack doing these.
anytime you're always welcome on this channel. You because yourself and Owen are just great co-hosts, and you add so much. I can't not have you on. It's just great. And Jack has suggested something awesome. I look forward to the Mark of Zorro.
Yeah, I think I was saying the Mask of Zorro, but I'm happy to do both.
Yes,
Like,
no, yeah. Which is I get them confused. Which is the one? The first one with Antonio Banderas, right?
that's the Mask of Zorro.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Mark of Zorro is was made in 1940.
Yeah, the Antonio Banderas one, which I hear from reliable sources is actually pretty well written. So I'm looking forward to diving into that. So we'll do that down the line. We'll do it soon. I'm not sure exactly when, but it's definitely on the list because I'm excited to rewatch that and talk about it.
I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it, man.
Awesome, yeah.
As a writer, because it's a hidden treasure.
Yeah. And next up, myself and Owen Quinn are doing Army of Darkness. So it is
Oh,
obviously the third one in the series, but I totally think it works as a standalone. So we're going to dig into it and have a bit of fun. A nice palate cleanser from Final Destination 3. All right. We will be back soon. Bye bye.
bye now.